Ever wonder if your everyday driving habits are quietly killing your car's value? You should. Little things you do behind the wheel can snowball into massive repair bills that drain your wallet. Today, we're counting down 8 common driving habits that seem harmless but ruin your car over time. Each of these habits acts like a hidden time bomb in your vehicle's mechanical system. Number 8, running on empty. You know the drill. The fuel gauge needle hugs E, but you push on, hoping to make it home without refueling. It feels like you're saving time or money, but running your tank near empty is a fast track to a burned-out fuel pump. The fuel pump sits inside your gas tank and is kept cool by the fuel itself. Drive constantly on fumes, and the pump isn't fully submerged. It overheats and wears out early. Gasoline acts as coolant and lubricant for the pump, so when fuel is low, the pump can overheat and fail prematurely. What's worse, the pump can start sucking in air and sediment from the bottom of the tank, clogging your fuel filter and even sending grit into your engine. That can cause poor performance, misfires, or worse. In extreme cases, debris from an empty tank can damage your fuel injectors or even harm the engine, leading to repairs that cost thousands. And that fried fuel pump, replacing one isn't cheap, typically $400 to $1,200 or more, depending on your car. So that few more miles habit when the tank is empty could easily leave you stranded with an $800 bill. The fix is simple. Don't wait for the warning light. Fill up at a quarter tank and keep that pump bathed in fuel. It's a small habit that saves you big money down the road. Number 7, neglecting the parking brake. Many drivers shove the gear into park and call it a day, especially in automatics, without ever engaging the parking brake. It seems unnecessary on flat ground, right? Wrong. When you don't use your parking brake, the entire weight of your car rests on a little metal pawl inside your transmission. Picture a 2-ton vehicle held in place by a finger-sized piece of metal. That's what happens if you rely solely on park. Over time, that tiny pawl and your transmission's gears take on stress they were never meant to handle. Park on a hill without the handbrake, and you'll hear a scary clunk. That's your poor pal clamping the gearbox to stop the car from rolling. Repeated abuse like this can wear out or even break the pawl. And if someone bumps your car while parked, you could end up with internal damage. Skipping the parking brake leads to undue wear on transmission components and expensive repairs down the road. Think about it. Would you rather replace brake pads, cheap, or a broken transmission part, thousands? The choice is easy. Always engage the parking brake before shifting into park. It takes 2 seconds and relieves stress from your transmission, anchoring the car by the much sturdier brake system. Number 6, resting your hand on the gear stick. If you drive a manual, this one's for you. But even if you don't, warn your friends who do. Many drivers develop that casual one hand on the gear shift habit while cruising. It seems harmless, like you're ready to throw the next shift at any moment. Inside your gearbox, that little bit of pressure is doing damage. Resting your hand on the shifter puts constant pressure on the transmission's selector fork, the part that engages gears. It's not designed to be leaned on continuously. Even light pressure can cause premature wear as the fork lightly presses on rotating components. Over time, your transmission will feel notchy or start popping out of gear. That wear has taken its toll. Some car manuals explicitly warn against this habit, and for good reason. It can shorten the life of your transmission. If it wears out or bends, you're looking at an expensive internal fix. A transmission rebuild can easily cost over $1,000. The fix here is literally hands-off. Shift gears, then return your hand to the steering wheel. It's better for both your transmission and your control of the car. Number 5, revving a cold engine. You're running late on a chilly morning, you fire up the car and blip the throttle, thinking it'll warm up faster. Big mistake. A cold engine is like a stiff athlete without a warm-up. Forcing it to sprint can cause injury. When an engine is cold, the oil is thick and hasn't fully circulated yet. Vital parts aren't lubricated in those first moments. If you stomp on the gas right after startup, the internals experience extra friction and stress without proper lubrication. You might not feel the damage immediately, but inside, metal parts are grinding more than usual. Over time, this accelerates wear on bearings, crankshafts, and valve trains. Engineers and mechanics agree. Revving a cold engine can scuff cylinder walls and wear out seals faster. In extreme cases, the rapid temperature change, hot combustion in a cold engine block, can even crack components like the cylinder head. It's like pouring boiling water into a cold glass. And what's the cost of an abused engine? Potentially thousands. An engine rebuild or replacement can run anywhere from $3,500 to $6,000 or more. The right way to treat your car on startup. Start the engine and drive gently. Keep RPMs low for the first few minutes. Modern engines don't need long idles, but they shouldn't be redlined right out of the gate. Cold revving doesn't warm your car faster, it just causes more harm. Next time you're tempted to gun it out of the driveway on a frosty day, remember, that patient minute or two could save your engine and your wallet. Number 4, riding the brakes. Do you find yourself constantly tapping your brakes in traffic or resting your foot on the pedal just in case? It might feel like safe driving, but it's actually eating through your brake system. Riding the brakes means keeping your foot partially on the pedal, even when you don't need to slow down. The problem is heat. Every time you press the brakes, pads clamp onto rotors and create friction. That friction turns into heat, and if you're braking constantly, that heat never gets a chance to dissipate. In stop-and-go traffic or long descents, the result is overheated brake components. Brake pads and rotors wear out dramatically faster when they get too hot. Overheating can even warp the rotors, making the brake pedal pulse or the steering wheel shudder when stopping. Constant light braking also keeps pads in contact with rotors, cooking them slowly. All that unnecessary friction literally burns money. You'll replace pads and rotors far sooner than normal. The fix is simple: drive smoother and anticipate stops. Keep a safe distance so you're not braking every few seconds. When you do slow down, brake firmly and then release instead of dragging your foot. Use your engine to help slow down by coasting or downshifting on hills. Smoother, safer, and easier on your car. Remember, brakes turn motion into heat. Don't turn them into molten metal by overusing them. Number 3, keeping your foot on the brake downhill. This one deserves its own spot because it's not just bad for your car, it's dangerous. Picture this: you're going down a long, steep hill, lightly pressing your brakes the entire way to stay in control. By the bottom, you smell burning and your pedal feels soft. That's brake fade, and it's terrifying. When you continuously brake downhill, the friction generates intense heat. That heat can boil the brake fluid inside the lines, creating air pockets that destroy hydraulic pressure. When that happens, your brake pedal can sink to the floor, and suddenly, no brakes. Even before fluid boil, the pads can glaze from heat, losing their ability to grip. Rotors can warp or crack. The result? A huge repair bill, or worse, total loss of control. The safe and smart method? Downshift before the hill. Use lower gears or L mode in an automatic to let the engine hold you back. Apply brakes in short, firm bursts instead of constantly dragging them. This technique gives the brakes time to cool between uses. Not only will you avoid brake fade, but your pads and rotors will last far longer, and you'll make it to the bottom of the hill with confidence instead of panic. Number 2, shifting into gear without stopping. Ever back out of a parking spot and slam the gear shift into drive while the car is still rolling backward, or shift into reverse before you've come to a complete stop? That quick flick might save a second, but it's brutal on your transmission. Automatic transmissions are designed to change direction when the car is stationary. Shifting between drive and reverse while still moving forces internal components to instantly change direction. A shock the system was never built to handle. Inside, clutches, bands, and gears slam to a stop in reverse motion abruptly. It's like trying to spin a heavy object one way and yanking it the opposite way mid-motion. Over time, this habit causes premature wear, harsh shifts, and even catastrophic transmission failure. Some drivers have literally broken components on the spot doing this. And with replacement transmissions costing $3,000 to $5,000 or more, that quick shift becomes the most expensive second you ever saved. The fix? Always come to a full stop before switching between drive and reverse. The same rule applies to manuals. Never jam gears mid-roll. Take that brief pause. Your transmission will thank you with years of smooth, reliable operation. Number 1, ignoring sounds and warning signs. That faint squeal when you brake, the ticking noise under the hood, the check engine light that's been glowing for months. Ignoring these signs is the single most expensive driving habit you can have. Your car talks to you through sounds, lights, and vibrations. Those are its early warning systems. Ignore them, and small problems snowball into massive failures. A squeaky brake pad might be a $150 fix today. Wait until it's grinding metal on metal, and you're looking at a $400 plus repair, and possibly damaged rotors. A clicking CV joint costs a few $100 to replace if caught early. Wait too long, and the axle can fail while driving, taking other parts with it. Even that subtle engine knock or flickering oil light can mean trouble. Sometimes it's low oil or a worn belt. Leave it long enough, and you could end up with a seized engine worth thousands to repair or replace. Studies show that drivers who delay fixing known car issues end up paying hundreds more per repair on average, simply because the problem had time to worsen. The takeaway? Don't ignore your car's symptoms. Get them checked right away. A little attention early can prevent a catastrophic breakdown later. It's the easiest, cheapest, and smartest way to keep your car alive for years. Break these bad habits, and you'll not only save thousands in repairs, but also add years of dependable life to your car. If this video helped you understand how to protect your car, or saved you from making one of these mistakes, do yourself a favor. Hit subscribe and tap the bell icon. Every week, we help drivers like you make smarter car decisions, from maintenance tips to reliability secrets that dealerships won't tell you. Join the community, hit subscribe, And let's keep your car engine running strong.